Of Colorado's premier high school football team squaring off here tonight at Mullen Stadium. Good evening, I'm David Kale along with Matt Monahan, the defending state champion Mullen Mustangs tonight taking on Arvada West's Wildcats, coached of course by Dave Logan. And Matt, this should be a super ball game tonight. We have a little bit of wind, had some showers coming through here about 45 minutes ago. Those have since dried up. And we have a fairly warm, although breezy, evening for football.
I think it's going to be a great night for football, David. Both these teams, as you mentioned, second and third ranked teams in the state. Dave Logan says he's excited about this football game. He's worried about Mullen's speed and their offense.
Well, the thing you marvel at year after year as you come in and watch these high school football teams, particularly the premier programs like Arvada West, like Mullen, the size of the players. We were just looking before the broadcast tonight, Matt, at the offensive line for Mullen, and they go a cool 265, 233, 292, 288, and 305. They are a biscuit below what the Denver Broncos put out there on a weekly basis, and a couple of these linemen are bigger than any, believe it or not, of the Broncos' starting five.
And I was just going to mention that a couple of those guys are being heavily recruited for college football, so we could see some players here tonight that we could see in the future, somewhere along the line.
Maybe playing at Mile High Stadium.
Perhaps.
Maybe not. We'll have to see. CSU and CU, of course, will be watching these teams throughout the season because there are indeed an influx of Division I schools coming into the state of Colorado and the metro area because the caliber of high school football continues to rise. Out on the field this evening, it will be Arvada West dressed in their white road uniforms with a 1-0 record. And the purple helmets, they will be kicking off this evening to Mullen to start this ball game. The home team Mustangs will be going from your right to left as we begin this first quarter.
Both of these teams coming off early wins in the season, so both are primed to get a second here tonight.
Fort Collins, the first victim of the year for the Wildcats, a 35-0 victory last week. And the whistle sounds, and that's number 98, Sean Brugman, putting his foot into it. And the ball coming down to Mullen, and this is squirting through and tripped up just at the last minute. Number 1 for the Mustangs, Kinsey Brandon, taking it out and tripped up. I should correct myself. That's Jason Fletcher kicking off for Arvada West. So the Mustangs will begin with good field position on their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10.
And in the defensive positions for Arvada West, we'll try to get to all of those here briefly, but they send out Chris Chavez, Joe Knight, Rob Mirella, and Jaden McNeely on the defensive line.
Tony Christensen looking over the middle for his first pass attempt of the game, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10, Mustangs. Christensen, of course, will have the speedy Johnny Ruff behind him, number 7. Fleet tailback, 5'10", 163 pounds, and still a junior. This is Ruff going left and snowed under, tripped up, and the entire Wildcat right side there to take down Johnny Ruff for a big loss, and Mullen finding itself in a hole early on here.
Joe Knight, Rob Morales, gang tackling, as you mentioned. The whole entire Wildcat squad was over there, and they looked to snuff out an early set of plays by Mullen.
Mark it back at the 19-yard line. That is going to make it 3rd and 21 with the 11-yard loss for Mullen. They go 2 wide right, tight end left. Ruff still in the backfield and a man in motion. This is Christensen back, looking, airing it out down the middle, almost picked up. Number 51 for the Wildcats, Jared Sanchez there, got a couple of hands on it, although it was a low throw, and it falls incomplete, and it'll be 4th down, and Mullen will punt.
3 and out for the Mustangs, and this is going to give Arvada West an early chance to get the ball, and they send back their dangerous punt returner, Mike Duran, Mr. All-Everything for Arvada West.
Boy, he is tough. Remember watching him last year, now a senior at 5'10", 185, and picking up speed monthly. Back to punt for Mullen now is Christensen. Takes a snap, gets off an end-over-end kick. Not a bad kick, and it does roll Mullen's way just inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line, where Arvada West will get its first possession of the game.
Excellent field position to start out for the Wildcats, and they're going to send their quarterback to the hill. Number 12, Dave Wyatt. Wyatt, a senior this year. Last year coming in, beat Mullen at the buzzer, 42-41 through a late touchdown pass. So the Mustangs have a little bit of revenge on their mind, and Wyatt's going to look to continue his past success.
What a ball game that was. In the shotgun to start things are the Wildcats. Now man in motion to the right side. That's Mike Orr, and Wyatt looking to throw on first down. He does. Zips it out to the side. That ball complete for about a 4-yard gain.
And a late penalty flag, David. It came in at the end of the play. Maybe a late hit. We'll have to see what the officials call that.
Well, certainly field position always an important factor in any football team, and yet when you have the explosiveness that each of these teams does, you kind of wonder if you're not in just as much danger when they have the ball deep in their own territory. Or the receiver on the play, and there is a personal foul. That'll tack 15 yards onto what was about a 4-yard play and a first down for Arvada West.
And David, they always say smart football is winning football, and Mullen gets off to a bad start right here as an early penalty is going to give Arvada West the ball deep inside Mullen Mustang territory.
1st and 10, and again out of the shotgun. Wyatt looking, drops back. Now looking to run, going to try to pick up a few. Gets a good block from Orr. Orr blocking 2 players on the field, and he's down to the 25 and inside the 25 to about the 22-yard line. Arvada West moving the chains here in the first quarter.
Oh, Mike Orr, the 5'11 senior, absolutely took 2 guys out, sprung Wyatt for an extra 10 yards, and that is going to put Mullen, like as you said, down inside their own end. Arvada West starting 1st and 10 at the 23. David, Wyatt has worked out of the shotgun all evening so far.
19 yards on the play. Wyatt, the senior quarterback, 6 foot 170. 2 receivers right. He looks left and now throws deep. That's Duran down there, and it's just overthrown in the end zone. 2 defenders tailing Mike Duran, and Wyatt overshoots him.
Good. Why not, though? I think it's a good call by Logan. He says, hey, go take a shot at the end zone. These 2 teams have played high-scoring games the last couple of years, and there's no reason to think it won't be the same way this year.
Logan with his team in the no huddle, and Wyatt barking out the play from the shotgun. Orr stands just to his left. Arvada West, tight end right, and a flanker. Now the pitch to Orr, and Orr looking outside and coming up, making the stop, and actually Orr pushing forward for a couple of extra yards, about 7 on the play, and it'll be 3rd and about 3.
That was Matt Freeman, the free safety, coming up to make the initial hit on Orr, and as you mentioned, Orr was able to spring ahead for a couple of extra yards after the initial tackle.
So 3rd down now for Arvada West, and they need about 5 yards. The pass right side, complete. That's Mike Duran. Good tackle on the play by number 25 for Mullen. That's Jason Stover coming up to make the hit, the junior. And it's going to be a first down nonetheless. It is just outside the 10-yard line, so it will be 1st and 10 and not 1st and goal. Now the handoff through the trap play, and it closes quickly as Orr took the ball. Did get inside the 10, but not very far inside the 10. Give him a couple on the play.
number 45, Joe Gemperline, stepping up in the hole to make the tackle. That was, as you mentioned, a quick trap, just handing the ball off quickly to Orr.
Arvada West wasting no time in the no huddle, getting its plays called and underway. Now this is Wyatt directing traffic. Orr again to his left. Takes the handoff, fakes the pitch. Now look to throw and pass. That ball falling incomplete. Pretty good pass. Probably should have been caught. Matt Sims, 6 foot, 185-pound senior running back, and it bounces off his hands.
And a big 3rd and 8 play now for Arvada West as they drove down 40 yards easily, but once now in the red zone, they seem to be having trouble connecting, and the Mullen defense obviously stepping up their game.
Now on 3rd down, Wyatt looking, and that's complete inside number 4, and he's in the end zone. Arvada West touchdown. That's Josh Ranson with the completion, and he takes it in.
Little out pass, nothing more than that, David. Just run a 5-yard route, turn around, catch the ball, and fall in the end zone. That's exactly what Josh Ranson did. And quickly, Arvada West has a 6-0 lead pending the extra point coming up here.
9 yards on the touchdown. And Wyatt goes 3 for 5 on the drive for 35 yards and the score. Extra point is up and through, and Arvada West wasting no time, driving 61 yards on its first possession of the game to take a 7-0 lead.
Exactly what Coach Logan, I'm sure, wanted out of his guys. Quick score, puts the pressure on Mullen. Here at home, they're going to have to get themselves into the game, puts pressure on them to come down the field and score because they know that Arvada West is going to be pressuring their defense all night long.
And really, we are guessing that this will be a fairly even game. 2 very talented teams, and yet thus far it's anything but even because Mullen's initial possession was disastrous for its offense. So they'll get another chance. Again, Arvada West lining up. We have 8 minutes and 12 seconds still left to go right here in the first quarter. And a 7-0 Arvada West lead. Staggered kickoff line, and the end-over-end kick comes down to number 1 again, Brandon, and he had a foot in the end zone. They'll take it at the 20.
Arvada West, as we mentioned, came off a win, 35-0 last week against Fort Collins. How about this pass defense, David? They allowed no passing yards from Fort Collins.
Whew. Well, it'll be a little bit more difficult to pass tonight. We do have rain now mixed in with the breeze here at Mullen High School. 1st and 10 from the 20, Mustangs. And the handoff, that is rough, squeezing through a hole. Nice play to get through there, and he picked up about 5 on the play.
Johnny Ruff looked real good there. Took the couple of initial hits, bounced off him, and able to pick up 5. And that may be where Mullen gets the bulk of their rushing. Last week in Florida, Johnny Ruff ran for over 100 yards against the Bay City High School in Panama City, Florida.
Offensive player of the game. Tackle once again by Sanchez for Arvada West. 2nd down and 5 for the Mustangs. This is Christensen. Now again the handoff straight up the middle. This time it's the big fullback. That's number 34 for Mullen, Justin Holmes, 5'10", 227. And he powers his way out for about another 5 just to cross. And we'll see if they do give him the first down. He is just across the 30-yard line.
They haven't indicated it yet, but it does look like he did reach the 30-yard line.
And it is a first down.
Yes.
So Holmes' first carry of the game.
And it looks so far, David, like Mullen is trying to establish some offense here. If you remember in their first set of plays, they tried to pass the football, didn't connect. I think they're maybe getting back to basics here, just trying to get their momentum and get some steam behind them.
Christensen with Holmes behind him, and he gives it to the big guy off the right side and powering forward about 7, maybe 8 yards on the play. And the Mullen offensive line beginning to assert itself here on their second possession.
And we're going to keep seeing a lot more Holmes and Ruff if they're able to bust through the holes like that. Arvada West has got to find a way to stop those two big guys.
Holmes out and a couple of the little guys in the ball game. Mullen does have speed. And, of course, speed kills.
Arvada West sets up in the 4-3. They bring a safety up towards the line, leaving one man deep, expecting the run here.
This is rough up the middle. Got almost to the 40. He'll be short of the first down by about a yard. It'll bring up a 3rd and short.
That time, Arvada West stuck 8 men in the box, and they're able to tackle Ruff before he got the first down. See what kind of defense they set up here. 3rd and 1. Do you think short pass possibly, David, or do you think they stick with the run?
Well, I'd bet on them sticking with the run. That's what I do behind those horses up there. 3rd, and it looks to be a yard at the most. And off up the middle, and getting the first down with about a 5-yard gain is Justin Holmes.
You're right, they stuck with the run, and why not? We mentioned in the pregame show, David, those big horses they have up front. Guys weighing 270, 280. Jake Anderson, 305, so why not punch through there? And now Mullen's starting to eat some clock as we near the 5.5-minute mark of the first period.
Now 1st and 10 for the Mustangs, and this is once again a quick opener. And zipping up the middle, Justin Holmes, who suddenly is getting a lot of work.
He's going to come out for a breather now. Johnny Ruff's going to come in.
8 carries now for Holmes and 25 yards.
And they bring out 2 receivers, so it looks like they might be still sticking with the run here as they've crossed midfield. They send 2 men wide left.
2nd and 3, and the delayed handoff. This is Ruff. Gets the first down. He's down to about the 45-yard line of Arvada West.
That draw play worked well for Mullen as they were able to kind of fool the defensive line, over-penetrated towards quarterback Christensen, handball off for Ruff, and they got the first down.
Well, Ruff lost 11 yards on that first play. He's since gotten it up to -1 yards total. 3 more carries. Pretty good crowd here tonight. The visiting Arvada West side full. Umbrellas out in force. Same here on the Mullen side. 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs, who are on the move. This drive started at their own 20. Cutting up the middle, that is Ruff for about another 4 yards.
Same combination. I don't think there's anything surprising going on right now. Mullen seems to be sticking with the run. They're going to say, hey, we're going to run the football, try and stop us. So far, Arvada West hasn't been able to do it.
And we may see more and more Wildcats on the line and linebackers playing farther and farther up.
They're going to send almost everybody in the box. No free safety deep.
And the handoff up the middle. Boy, they are running right up the gut. This time, Palmer gets in behind and trips up Justin Holmes. Still managed to fall forward for about 3 yards.
Host of our Arvada West tacklers there. It's going to be about 2nd and 5. Excuse me, make that 3rd and 5
It does
now.
say 3rd, and I missed it down there too.
This could be a passing down now as Big Holmes comes out of the game for Mullen.
Man in motion, and Christensen is back to pass. Flushed out, rolls to the right, goes around the end, good speed, and slides down out of bounds. Gets the first down. Boy, nice job of running the football by Tony Christensen.
Man, did you see Jaden McNeely get in there? Also in there was Ryan Palmer. Those guys busted through the line quickly. Christensen, though, showing good speed and good poise as he turned the corner and was able to slide at the first down marker, keeping this drive alive. And back into the games comes Holmes.
They say he comes up just short as he slid feet first. And with the ball on about just inside the 36-yard line, Mullen on 4th and very short will go for it. I formation in the backfield. And the running back slips down. And that ball is flushed out. I think he was going to try to hand it to Holmes. And he slipped on a damp field here at Mullen High School. The pass falls incomplete, and that's the end of that drive.
Just looks to be unlucky there. Holmes couldn't get his plant foot going, and he, as you mentioned, slipped. And by the time Christensen realized it, he tried to make up for the play, get a pass off, but it was to nobody, and it fell incomplete. So Arvada West makes a stand, and they will get the ball back now with Dave Wyatt at the controls.
Christensen now 0 for 3 on the young night passing. 1st and 10, Arvada West. And wrapped up in the backfield is number 3, Orr.
Mike Orr.
About 2 yards on the 2-yard loss, that is, on the play.
Stopped in the backfield by number 92, Justin Dukes.
Justin Dukes making the tackle for Mullen.
2nd and 12, Wildcats.
Second down, 12. Arvada West going with the wind in this first quarter. Wyatt under center, drops back, and he's looking left side, and he's got it complete to Duran. Duran slips a tackle, and he's down the sideline and all the way to the Mullen 20-yard line. Nice piece of running.
There is a flag.
Josh Ranson.
There is a flag down, though, David, back at the 35 line of scrimmage. So this one might be coming back. Matt Freeman, the free safety, made the tackle out of the 20.
Oh.
And the false start's going to bring this one back.
Well, that's the kind of mistake you hate to see on a big play.
65-yard gain goes for nothing.
Well, this will come back, and instead of 1st and 10 on the Mullen 20, Arvada West going to be faced with a 2nd and 17 with the ball on their own 35.
So far, a pretty clean game we've seen. Mullen and Arvada West with 1 penalty apiece.
Yeah, it has been. A lot cleaner than the Broncos were in the preseason, for instance. So 2nd and 17, Arvada West on about its own 35-yard line. And again, Christensen under center for this particular drive. Straight drop back, looking left side, looking, waits, and throws complete to Orr. Short gain as he is hit immediately.
Pass is complete. Number 3, Orr. Stop made by
Brandon,
Morris, number 55.
Zach Morris and Brandon Kinsey, the cornerback, come up and make the tackle, and it's for a very minimal gain.
Give him 3 yards on it.
Wildcats.
Well, we'll see what Coach Logan can pull out of his hat trick here. On 3rd and about 13. Now this is Wyatt waiting, and things closing in on him quickly, and he doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
It was a halfback option there. Duran, the all-everything for Arvada West, was looking for somebody downfield. He didn't see it, tried to make something, tried to run upfield, but credit Mullen with a great job of defense. They held on and were able to keep Duran contained, and now Arvada West will have to punt.
I haven't seen Duran run the ball yet, and yet getting the ball out to that speedster in the flat certainly plays into the Wildcats' favor. That's the end of the first quarter here at Mullen High School, with Arvada West going 61 yards to score on its first possession of the game, and they lead the Mullen Mustangs 7-0.
These are just a few of the colleges and universities.
Fairly well played first quarter, I think. David, I think we've seen both teams with the capability to move the ball, and both teams' defenses has really come up and played strong as well. So I think we got about the matchup we anticipated. 2 evenly matched teams battling it out here in Denver.
Not exactly when you want to switch directions for Arvada West as they will be punting on 4th and about 13, and will be punting into the wind.
Michael Johns and Gilbert Gregg back for Mullen to receive this kick.
Duran does the punting for Arvada West. A nice weapon to have at punter if you were ever in the mood for trickery. It won't happen here, we can almost assure. Duran getting the punt away, fairly high, and a fair catch called for, not made, and it'll take an Arvada West bounce. Don't know if Mullen back was given a lot of room to catch that.
I was going to say, he had the Arvada West defender right in his face. But nevertheless, a good kick by Duran. Mullen's going to start out with the ball at the 34-yard line. It was a 34-yard punt by Duran. So now Tony Christensen's going to go back to work for Mullen.
Well, the Mustangs, of course, on their second possession of the game, moved the ball fairly well and then got caught up on a 4th and short. Had an I formation with the big guys back there and had a back slip down at the snap. It will be at approximately the 39-yard line. Check that 34-yard line that Mullen will begin. Nothing like high school football in September. It's good in November, too. It's just not as warm. Here is Christensen, and up the middle, that's Johnny Ruff. Johnny Ruff in the open field, and that's trouble. Coming up is Ranson to make what was probably a touchdown-saving tackle, because when Ruff gets in the open field, it is trouble.
48-yard line now.
18 yards on the pickup.
And as you mentioned, great play by Johnny Ruff. He busted through the front 7 put up by Mullen Arvada West, and left the defensive backs from the Wildcats to stop Ruff, which is a tough thing to do.
So quickly, the Mustangs into Wildcat territory. 1st and 10, about the 48-yard line of Arvada West. This is Christensen. Waiting, pulling guard, has blocking, and he fires it complete. Nice pass to the side. That'll be a first down, about a 13-yard pickup. And that's
Alex Smith,
the
tight end, with about a 15-yard route he ran, just turned around, hooked, caught the ball, and that's a safe pass, and I think that's a good confidence builder for Tony Christensen, who, as you mentioned earlier, hasn't completed a lot of passes tonight. That's an easy one. That hopefully will get him started.
Christensen's first completion, as you mentioned, 1 for 4 now on the night, and another first down for Mullen at the 36. This time handoff left side, flags fly, and looks like it's Justin Holmes with the football.
I think that might be holding, David.
And it is. Holding on Mullen, that'll back him up. We saw Arvada West hurt itself with a costly penalty on a big gain last time it had the football. And this time, the Mustangs are going to be marched back 10 yards. So it will remain first down, 1st and 20 now, with the football between the 46 and 47-yard line of Arvada West. Haven't seen either team really run the ball wide, which is what you might expect with the speed that's out there on the field. Once again, up the middle, this is Ruff, and not a lot there. Palmer there to greet him at the line of scrimmage.
Nothing doing for Johnny Ruff as Arvada West swarmed him right at the line of scrimmage, and expect Tony Christensen to have to open it up a little bit if he's going to want to continue this drive.
Boy, this Palmer is fun to watch.
He's one of the best, absolutely, in the state.
6 foot and 235, definite Division I prospect. Second down and about 19. This is Christensen rolling, now still looking, now he tucks it and runs. Palmer chasing him, he gets around him and scoots out of bounds Nice pickup on the play.
Got about 12 yards on that one, and that's the second time we've seen him do that tonight, as he looked around, didn't see anything, and made his own dash for it. I think that might be one of the keys to Mullen's success tonight, is how well not only Tony Christensen passes the ball, but how well he runs it too.
And knows when to tuck it away. That's his second carry of the night, and he's got 17 yards, so certainly capable of picking them up and putting them down. Third down now, as the News 4 helicopter hovers. About 8 yards, and this is Christensen. Back to pass, grabbed in the backfield, and he gets away, and he scoots up the middle. Christensen sliding down. Palmer hits him, but he's got a first down. Oh, big play, Mullen.
David, how did he get away from that? I thought he had 4 Arvada West guys swarmed all around him, and somehow he was able to duck under the oncoming tackle of number 33, Chris Chavez, and scoots up for the first down. So in the first half today for Mullen offensively anyway, it's been the Tony Christensen show, as he's done just about everything.
That's number 33 out there, Chris Chavez, the senior defensive lineman, shaken up on the play and walking off. Looks like it might be an upper body injury, maybe his right arm. Can't tell. We'll watch to see whether or not Chris Chavez comes back into the game.
9 minutes, 30 seconds to play here in the first half. 7-0 Arvada West as they scored in their opening drive. Mullen here now threatening with the ball down at the 25-yard line.
And some movement on the line. Flags fly early. And I believe this is going to go back 5 yards. It is.
Frustrating for a coach, absolutely, because you get a great play from your star quarterback and then you basically negate it and send yourself packing 10 yards back.
Haven't seen a lot of what looked like blitzes out here yet tonight. Both coaches taking some time to watch, find out what the other offense can do. Each can do a lot. 2nd and 15. Now Christensen back, looking over the middle, and throws it behind his intended receiver on the slant pattern. That's number 80, Henley Chandler. Chandler Henley make it.
Number 80, Chandler Henley. Pass is incomplete. 2nd and 15.
It'll be second down for the Mustangs.
2nd and 15. Christensen rocketed that one absolutely with a gun of an arm, and Henley couldn't reach back and make the grab.
Well, I think he waited a little bit too long to throw it. Instead of throwing it as Henley made his cut, he waited until afterward, and the ball went behind him. Second down, and this time they'll hand it up the middle to the big guy, Holmes, and Holmes still on his feet and powering his way for a first down, and a flag coming in late. We'll have to see what this is about. He was close to the first down, not quite, a couple yards short.
Mullen players clapping. Looks like it's going to be on.
Ooh, and that might be a personal foul on Arvada West. That one hurts.
Looks to be half the distance to the goal line, I would imagine, as they're in that territory. And Mullen again is going to set up their red zone offense from about the 7.
Holmes got about a dozen on the play, was just a tad short, 2 or 3 yards of the first down. Ball now on the 9-yard line after the penalty. 1st and goal for Mullen. Knocking on the door of the south end zone here in the second quarter. Wildcats lead this 7-0. This is Holmes up the middle, down inside the 5, and it'll be 2nd and goal from about the 4.
Brought down by number 5, John Flora.
Even with 8, 9 guys in the box like Arvada West did, it's tough to bring down Holmes. He's 227 pounds.
Arvada West.
And Arvada West is going to take a timeout. They're going to want to talk things over here.
Well, I think the first thing you have to do, I mean, if you look at our NFL team here, is put guys up there and make sure they can't run on you, because any football team will run if it can get away with it. Make them throw the ball, and that's what Arvada West is being faced with here. Justin Holmes has carried the ball 7 times, has 46 yards here midway through the second quarter, and has the Mustangs in position to put their first points of the board, of the game on the board, that is, if you know what I mean.
Arvada West continuing to do a good job defensively, and I think for the most part they've been successful with stacking guys in the box. Certainly they've been successful tonight against Tony Christensen as far as pass defending, but it's very difficult to bring down those big fullbacks when they're coming with a full head of steam like that.
Well, we've got an ambulance pulling up behind the Arvada West bench as the running play goes just up the middle. It is Holmes, and this time Arvada West is there.
Stop by number 5, John Flora.
Third down and goal for Mullen, excuse me. No gain on that play. They're going to keep the ball at the 4-yard line.
Boy, if you can stop him coming up the middle, you're doing something right. We'll try to let you know if it is indeed Chris Chavez who was hurt and maybe headed for the hospital. We don't know. Incomplete pass over the middle on the slant on 3rd and goal. Boy, Arvada West defense stiffens when it needs to.
Tough pass play, tough catch for the Mullen receiver there to make, as that ball was really thrown far in front of him, had to make a dive for it. As we mentioned earlier, Arvada West has got a great pass defense, and it's going to be interesting to see what Mullen does here on 4th down. Looks like they're going to make a field goal attempt.
Well, they will line it up. This is number 41 for Mullen. That's Zachy Roberts, the sophomore, and he boots it through for the field goal.
This field goal is good.
So Roberts puts Mullen on the board, and I think that's good. I think even though Mullen didn't come away with a touchdown there, they have to be glad they at least got some points on this Arvada West defense, and they're not out of this game at all. I mean, despite the fact that we've seen high-scoring games in the past, from what I've seen today, it looks like both these defenses might keep the scoring low, so a field goal might, in the end, be just enough to beat the other guys.
So 7-3, Mullen does get on the board, moves the ball fairly well, and Arvada West, somewhat of a victory for the Wildcats as well, as they're able to stop the Mustangs down on the front doorstep and hold them to 3 points. Trying still to see whether or not it is a Wildcat player. It is Chavez stepping into the ambulance. So we don't know exactly, of course, what the injury is. Holding his arm, sitting in the ambulance and talking with the trainers and paramedics. And one would think we have some kind of shoulder or arm injury, unfortunately, for Chris Chavez.
Does not appear that he will be returning to the game this evening, and that'll certainly hurt the Arvada West defense.
Really will. He's a heck of a player. Chavez, a defensive lineman, 6'3", 205 pounds, a senior, played plenty. That was the starter last year for this Wildcat team, and they're going to go ahead and take him in and have that taken care of. So the Wildcats, with their comrade taken off, will take over. 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Out of the shotgun, this is Wyatt, drops the ball, now zips it outside. It's complete and spinning for about 3 yards. Trying to get a number on that player. It is Matt Sims, number 28, his first catch of the game. And he gets about 4.
Pretty good concentration there by Wyatt. He did drop the ball off the snap, but was able to compose himself and make a nice play.
Still calling the plays at the line. Wyatt. Duran to his right and looking to throw again. Boy, this team throws a lot. Now going deep down the side, that ball almost picked off as the safety lurking back there, number 25 for Mullen, Jason Stover.
Stover almost made a mistake there, David, because he went up for the pass, didn't get it, and then the Arvada West player ran past him and almost was able to make the catch. So a bit of a gamble there by Stover, but doesn't come back to haunt them.
Boy, you bet, especially on a deep route. If you're a DB, you've got to get that ball on the ground. 4 for 8 is Wyatt now, 24 yards in the ball game, and it is 3rd and about 7 for Arvada West. Once again, working out of the shotgun. Here's Wyatt looking again. Throwing over the middle and possibly a misread between him and the intended receiver, Josh Ranson, and it falls to the ground. It'll be 4th down, Arvada West.
Justin Dukes busted through the line and put a hit on David Wyatt, forcing Wyatt to get rid of the ball earlier. That's why it wasn't near anybody. And Mullen defense showing their strength. And again, Arvada West will be forced to punt.
Duran getting the punt away. And skips out of bounds. We do have flags on the play. And it's illegal procedure on the Wildcats. There's 6 minutes and 28 seconds left, so if Mullen wants to back them up, it certainly has the time to do that. Or they can decline it and say, we'll just take the football.
It looks like that's what they're going to do. I think they are going to decline it, as that wasn't a good kick from Duran. Ball going out of bounds at the 49-yard line
Mustangs take over
of
10.
Mullen.
Ball on the 49-yard line.
So they start with good field position once again in a short field on their own 49. Again, about 6.5 minutes left here in the first half, and Arvada West retaining a 7-3 lead.
Johnny Ruff out in the backfield for Mullen, as he's been able to bust through Arvada for some yardage today.
Now this is the handoff up the middle, and that is Ruff squirting ahead. Ruff, not a big back, but certainly makes the most of his 163 pounds. Give him 6 on that. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Definitely a quick back, and I think right now Arvada West might be sitting back on their heels a little bit. They've been out in the field a long time. If you think about it, David, ever since that first drive that Arvada West made to score the touchdown earlier in the game, Arvada West's defense has been out in the field for quite a bit this half, and I think they might be getting to get a little tired.
Again, 2nd and 4, and no sign that the Mullen Mustangs will pass the ball anytime soon. This is Ruff up the middle, and this time Arvada West ready. Give him 2 on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 2. Mullen with 115 yards of total offense here in the first half, and all but 13 of that on the ground. Third and 2 Mustangs. Christensen under center. This time he steps out and he's going to throw, and he's looking, lobs the pass. That's out of bounds. It was caught out there by number 82 for the Mustangs, Aeneas Washington. But out of bounds, it'll be 4th down. And Christensen continuing to have trouble completing passes. He is 1 for 7.
That was a good pass, David, just a little bit long there, and Aeneas Washington did make quite an effort just to get his hands on that ball and keep his feet in bounds. Wasn't able to do it, and Arvada West catches a break.
You know, Mustangs thinking on 3rd and 2. We have 2 plays to make this. Now they're in the I formation on 4th and 2. Tripping, but handing off successfully to Holmes. And he bursts forward for about 3 yards. And the first down.
Holmes just pile drive right through that. So it looked like Arvada West and Mullen really knocked heads right in the center there, but Holmes somehow found the seam, able to pick up the yardage and the first down.
Wildcats really going to have to rely on their safeties and linebackers coming up strong to plug those holes. 1st and 10, Mullen on the Arvada West 40. And again, up the middle, there is Ruff. Ruff getting to the outside, and Ruff is gone down the right sideline. You won't catch him. 40 yards on the touchdown, and Mullen takes the lead.
We mentioned the explosive speed of Johnny Ruff, and he showed it right there as he busted inside around the corner and left the Arvada West safety in the dust. And that's a huge score for Mullen, as they're going to take the lead right before halftime.
Nine to 7, and the extra point is up and good. And the Mustangs, with 4 minutes and 31 seconds left to go here in the first half, have taken a 10 to 7 lead.
Big boost here, and the home fans are quite pleased with the outcome of that play by Johnny Ruff.
Well, they keep pounding away with those that trap blocking that you see from Mullen, and the idea, I think, is just to get Johnny Ruff outside a couple of times during a ball game.
Well, that's what scared Dave Logan before the game. He said all this week, I'm a little worried about the Mullins offense and their speed, and Johnny Ruff showed why Dave Logan had good reason to be scared there.
Rest assured, we have not seen, I doubt we've seen a third of Arvada West's offensive repertoire, maybe not even a fifth, and we may see much more before this one is over. The kickoff way back, and that's in the end zone. And the Wildcats will start on their own 20-yard line.
Well, this is going to be a good time for Arvada West to kind of test their clock management. They've got about 4 minutes here. They got to drive 80 yards, get a score. So let's see what kind of plays are going to come out. Maybe a little run and pass action. We'll see. A field goal and some points would be real nice for Arvada West here. Give them a little boost going into halftime.
Well, they certainly are not afraid to throw the ball, the Wildcats. You more or less expect it. We'll see here. Here's Wyatt alternating drives between shotgun and under center and takes it. And this time he is going to hand it off right up the middle. That's Orr. Bangs ahead for a tough 3.
Stop made by number 45, Amperline.
He's carried 4 times in the ball game for 8 yards.
Mullen defense acting strong up top. And I expect before this series is out, Arvada West is going to try something long. Mike Duran or John Ranson possibly.
Well, they may be trying to lull the Mustangs a bit by continually, if they run, bringing it up the middle, because once they run a reverse or something and one of those fleet guys gets in the open, it's trouble. 2nd and 7, Wyatt. Now the pitch, and there's a sweep. Or banging ahead, had some blocking out there, and boy, pretty good collision out there with the Mullen secondary. Didn't quite make it to the 30-yard line, but give him 5 on the play.
Orr seems to be Arvada West's go-to guy so far here in the first half, as he's ran and caught the ball for probably just about the majority of Arvada West's offensive yardage here this evening. And the seconds continue to tick away.
3 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the first half, and a critical 3rd and 1. Deep handoff to Orr, and he's tripped up in the backfield, can't get around the corner. A loss of 3, and the Wildcats will be forced to punt.
Cornerback Gilbert Gregg coming up to make the stop on that one. And it's going to be 4th down, and Arvada West is going to have to punt. So we got a big opportunity here for Mullen to get the ball back and possibly even tack on some more points before the half.
Mullen calling timeout to slow the clock. It stops at 2:49, and the Mustangs hoping for another shot at the Arvada West end zone.
Gregg and Washington waiting at their own 40-yard line. And I think it's a good move to take a timeout right here, David. You haven't taken any timeouts all half. Why not use them? Save yourself some time and try to get some more points.
Looks to me like the Mustangs dress about 150 players.
It looks that way. I noticed on our roster. It is half the
school down there, yeah.
I noticed on our roster even a couple guys wear the same number.
So here's the 4th down punt coming from Durham. Gets it off. This one low and rolling. Mullen has not gotten a chance to return a punt, and it rolls down to about the 35-yard line. So Durham does his job. Mullen will take over at its own 35 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the first half.
The ball carries 38 yards on
38-yard punt by Mike Duran.
Mullen takes over.
And Mullen will have the ball at their 35 with, as you mentioned, about 2.5 minutes to go here. Interesting to see if Mullen's going to pound it away like they have been or try to go to the air. I'm not sure they're going to have enough time to just to run it in.
Well, it is Christensen back and throwing deep on the first play. Miscommunication with the receiver. He was looking for number 82, Mitchell Johns.
Yeah, the only guy close to that one was number 4, John Ranson, and unfortunately he doesn't wear the same color uniform.
That was Washington he was looking for. Washington breaking off his pattern. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Of course, the clock stops, 2:34 now. And plenty of time. I tend to think the Mustangs are going to go back to the ground. We'll see. Arvada West keeping plenty of players up. This time it is Christensen rolling right, looking and throwing on the run. And that is incomplete. Flag on the play. It was John Flora with the coverage. Flora, heck of a player. 6'4", 210-pound outside linebacker. And indeed, call is interference.
It did look like the receiver was tackled as he tried to make the catch there. And the aggressiveness of Arvada West defense cost them.
Well, that'll put the ball right at midfield. First down, Mullen. And it looks like a screenplay, and Ruff drops the ball. Boy, they had it set up. Christensen really did a good job of darting back from the rush and then getting the ball to his running back, and it hit him in the hands. There was yardage in that one.
Yeah, Johnny Rupp just looked before he caught the ball. That's the oldest mistake in the book, just about. And because he knew he had a lot of running room, David, in front of him. Got to make that one a big play. He was thinking touchdown.
2nd and 10, ball at midfield. And again, Mullen in passing formation. This time Christensen drops the ball off the snap. Believe he got back on it. It's going to be about a 3-yard loss. Arvada West saying the Wildcats have the ball. Referee saying Christensen got it back. Call it a 3-yard loss on the play.
Christensen recovers the fumble. 3rd and 14, Mustangs.
So, call it 3rd and about 13 for Mullen. And a very big play, really, for Arvada West here.
It really is. If they can get a stop here with the little time that is remaining, they might be able to put something together. We know they have deep threats and the capability to go long and score quickly. So anywhere in the field, if Arvada West has a football, there's still enough time to get something going. Interesting to see if Mullen here is going to try to go long or maybe just run the football and be content to punt the ball and keep Arvada West deep in their own end.
one would think that unless they get within a yard or two of a first down, they will kick it away. Timeout on the field with a minute 36 here in what has been a fairly evenly matched first half.
Yeah, I thought we'd see a little bit more offense out of these two teams. Last week, Arvada West put us up 35 points against Fort Collins, and Mullen puts 34 up against a team from Florida. But, really, I don't think it's been as much a lack of offensive, what's the word I'm looking for?
Firepower?
Firepower, as it is
That's
just
a good word.
Good defense.
Well, here we go. It is 3rd and about 13 for Mullen. They are at about their own 47, and once again, bootlegging right and throwing complete and thrown out of bounds down on the sideline.
That was Floor
again. Washington.
That was Floor again in the tackle, and for a second I thought Floor might get hit with a late.
Cisneros over there also.
With a late hit because Washington was out of bounds when that tackle was made. However, it is 4th and 4. And Christensen does look like he's going to be going for it here. This is a gamble, David. If it does not work, you give Arvada West terrific field position.
Well, on 4th and 3, short drop back. Christensen looking to the left side. He completes it. Boy. It's a nice play, complete out there. I'm not sure if that was Frankie Lombardi. No, that was complete to Kerry Crunkleton for Mullen and a first down.
Nice little route just across the middle. Crunkleton able to make the grab and get out of bounds. More importantly, stops the clock with a minute and 21 to go, and Mullen's at the 31-yard line.
Now they go back to the ground. This is the big guy Holmes up the middle for a couple of yards. And the clock continuing to run, now down to 1:10.
Mullen got to go with the no huddle now. Not enough time to get up and organize a play. Tony Christensen calling things out at the line.
Call it 2nd and 10. Christensen now back and throwing right side, and that one well overthrown and out of bounds.
And
incomplete.
He had to get rid of that one before he wanted to, David, because the Arvada West defense was in the backfield before Christensen had a chance to set up his play. And he looks to be limping a little bit. That last hit might have injured him.
Well, 3rd and 10 now, and Mullen needing to think perhaps about whether or not it can get into field goal range, let alone get a first down on this drive. Lone setback is rough. Correction, Holmes, but it doesn't matter. Christensen looking to throw, gets it complete. Caught by number 89, that's Alex Smith.
Not enough for the first down, so the clock won't stop. And Christensen's going to call a timeout for Mullen here. It's the last one they have. Well, this might be their second one.
7 yards on the play. It is 4th and 3 and decision time.
Timeout, Arvada West.
Well, it's not as obvious a decision as it is in the pro game. Right now, you're probably sending out Jason Elam, kick to 3 points. But this is high school, and kickers might not have the leg from this distance. So 4th and 3, you're kind of in no man's land here when you're at the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
I imagine Mullen's going to go for it.
I would imagine so too. They are right about at just inside the 30s. It'd be about 46 for a field goal attempt. They have, we don't know how many timeouts they have. It's either 0 or 1. 34 seconds to go.
I know this is the second one they've used for sure, so.
This drive, yeah. Well, here we go. This is the type of play that when a game is over, you look back on and think that was a big play. 4th and 3. And this is Christensen. Back to pass, throws in the flat. That's complete. That is Washington. He's dragged down and apparently went out of bounds. I thought that he had stayed in on the play.
So did I. I thought Alex Smith was brought down in bounds, and the clock would continue to run. Gets the friendly call, though, and Mullen's going to have a first down with the ball inside the 20-yard line.
Clock is at 27 seconds and stopped. And Mullen with a fresh set of downs.
You got to think they don't really have much time to run the football here. They got to try for the end zone.
Here is Christensen, straight drop back, little bit of a rush. Now he steps out of it. He can run, and he's looking left side. And Arvada West stringing it out, but Christensen turns it up and gets a nice gain on the play and gets out of bounds. And the clock stops.
With 17 seconds remaining, that was a good play by Christensen. Again, showing a lot of maturity out there as he looked around, noticed nobody was open, and made a mad dash for the sidelines.
Gets about 10 on the play. It is a first down. Christensen now with 33 yards on the ground. Mullen now with a first and goal at about the 5-yard line and 17 seconds left. Now rolling, Christensen lobs it. He's got the completion and a beautiful play out there by number 4. That was Alex Smith with the catch.
Tony Christensen calls his last time out for Mullen. They did have one left, and now with 8 seconds to go, Mullen's going to have the ball at the 5-yard line. 8 seconds. What can you do with 8 seconds? I can imagine you got maybe two chances at the most to try the end zone.
I think you throw it in there. I think you should be able to get 2 off. Main thing for receivers might be that if they're not in the end zone, not to catch the ball, even if it's to them, because if they're tackled outside the end zone, this half will end.
I imagine Mick McCall's probably saying, get the ball, look in the end zone. If you don't see something right away, get rid of it, and we'll try it again.
Well, you can almost assume that Tony Christensen will be rolling left or right here.
Well, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him run it in if that's the case. And that's really what Arvada West has got to be careful about. They've seen Tony do it all night, and they can't simply sit back in the end zone and keep the guys covered. They got to keep an eye on Tony.
Mullen comes out, and the Wildcats, seeing who is in the game and the formation, call one of their timeouts.
It's a little bit of strategy, a little bit of the chess match that football sometimes can be.
Boy, and just a critical circumstance here. Tight game. Mullen leading this one, 10-7. We have 8 seconds left to go in the first half. It is second and goal, although downs will not matter in this situation. Mustangs on the Arvada West 5-yard line with probably 1 or 2 chances to throw it into the end zone and try to score before time runs out. It has turned into a very nice evening here. We did have rain again before the game and then some more in the first quarter, and it was breezy. Still breezy, but much drier. The umbrellas are down.
Much drier, and really just a beautiful night for football, and here we go.
Christensen double tight end right, now looking right side and throwing, and a nice pass incomplete, and scampering into the end zone for the touchdown is Aeneas Washington. Well, they went sideline to sideline on that one for the 5-yard score.
It was interesting. Aeneas Williams sort of just snuck out there into the flat. Nobody really seemed to see him. And turned around, made the catch, and made a mad dash for the end zone. And that is so big because it now gives Mullen a 2-score lead. That means Arvada West has got to come back out in the second half and know that they got to get things going offensively for their team to be in it.
Well, it was a good call. That's a very difficult play to cover when the receiver's running basically parallel to the line of scrimmage. It's hard to keep up with him for a defensive back. Good pass, a little bit low, but Washington makes a nice catch and scampers into the end zone from 5 yards out. 2 seconds remaining in the first half, and it appears that the Mustangs will take a 17-7 lead into the locker room. One would expect a safe squib kick here to end the first half. From the Mustangs. And they kick it deep. And this is going to be returned, picking his way, and now scampering around the side, and a flag, and finally dragged down at about the 28-yard line. That's number 84, Caleb Atchison.
Have to see what the flag is for.
Stop by Mike McReynolds for the Mustangs.
And it looks like
it is declined. Penalty, I believe, against Arvada West. Declined, and that's the end of the first half here at Mullen High School with the score of the Mustangs 17 and the Wildcats 7. We'll be back with the second half after this. Back here at Mullen High School for the beginning of the second half. Mullen leading this game over Arvada West 17-7. And Matt, we saw a first half where Mullen's offense really did take control.
Yeah, they certainly did. They had over 250 yards of total offense there in the first half, racking up most of that on the ground. I don't even believe they made more than 3 or 4 pass completions, did Tony Christensen. And most of the damage done by that long run by Johnny Ruff and number 34, the big fullback, Holmes. And I think the key for the second half for Arvada is just to try to keep their defense off the field if they can. Try to sustain some long drives and give their guys some rest.
Arvada West with 91 yards of offense, 35 from Dave Wyatt running the ball. Wyatt also passing for 24 yards. Mike Duran carried the ball only once and lost a yard on that play. Mike Orr had 6 carries for 11 yards. Receiving, Josh Ranson catching a 9-yard touchdown pass on Arvada West's first possession of the game. That put the Wildcats up 7-0. Mike Orr with a couple of catches in the ball game as well. He has 7 yards catching, and also Duran with a catch for 7 yards, and Sims with a catch for 4 yards.
And David, when I was previewing this game, I looked and I saw Mike Duran, to me, seemed to be such a focal part of the offense. It hasn't been so far. I look for Arvada West, Dave Logan, to really try to get him more involved in this second half.
Wouldn't surprise one at all. They did throw the ball quite a bit. Wyatt, with 9 pass attempts, completed 5 of those, and again 24 yards, including the 9-yard touchdown in the first quarter. Well, we begin now with Arvada West moving left to right, and they will begin on their own 20-yard line as the kick sails with the breeze into the end zone. So 24 minutes of football left in this one, and again, a 10-point deficit for Arvada West.
First drive of the first half, Arvada West marches down, gets 7 points. See if they can duplicate it here.
Palmer, the big linebacker, also doing double duty in on offense here as we begin the third quarter. And it will be Wyatt taking snaps from under center to begin things. Wyatt back to pass and looking and throwing deep down the right sideline, and nobody there. Breaking off the pattern for the Wildcats was number 84, that's Caleb Atchison, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
That ball is overthrown, and the free safety Matt Freeman and number 4 Gilbert Gray, the cornerback, were closer to that one than Atchison was. But I like the the strategy so far by Arvada West, try to get something going, try to make a pass, try to get something long.
And if nothing else, if it falls incomplete, you're stretching the field vertically a bit. 2nd down and 10. Wyatt, this time with an I formation behind him. The handoff and mowed under. Hit immediately in the backfield is big number 54 on the play for Mullen. That's Ryan Cox, 6'3", listed at 303 pounds.
That is a lot coming at you. And Ryan Cox busted through the line, and there's no room for the Arvada West backer. And here we go, 3rd down and over 10 yards to go. Looks like about 14, and you're backed up inside your 20. Not a good way to start the second half for Arvada West.
Well, we saw a running play out of the eye. That we haven't seen, and an apparent breakdown in the blocking scheme on that play for the Wildcats. Shotgun formation, and Wyatt throwing this time deep down the left sideline and overshooting his intended receiver. Had 2 men out there. It was, once again, number 84, Atchison, closest to the ball, which falls incomplete, and it'll be 4th down, punting situation for Arvada West.
You know, and I think Arvada West, they just haven't been able to get their offense in any sort of rhythm. I mean, their offense was only on the field for about 6 minutes of that first half, if even that. And they still, and I think, are sort of starting to feel out how their offense is going to play today.
Back to punt, and getting it away for Arvada West is Joe DeTiro. Now this one with a chance to be returned and didn't go far. Big hit on the play down there by number 1, Eddie Reynolds for Arvada West.
Yeah, good job by Aeneas Williams just to hold on to the ball there. But Eddie Reynolds gave him a shot. And Mullen's going to start the second half with only half the field to play, looking to tack on a bigger lead. And you got to think that this is probably the most crucial defensive stand for Arvada West tonight. If they don't stop Mullen here, this could be a deficit that's too large to come back from.
They will begin in Arvada West territory at the 49, and the handoff straight up the middle, and Johnny Ruff slicing and dicing his way to get maybe a yard, as there were plenty of Wildcats in the backfield early. Ruff had 10 carries for 70 yards in the first half, although 40 of those came on 1 touchdown run around the right side.
So it looks like from our early indications, Mullen continues to pound the ball away. That worked in the first half, and they're going to stick with it here in the second. See if Arvada West made any changes at halftime to combat that powerful running attack.
2nd and 10, and the handoff this time, and Ruff looking right and turning it upfield, and Ruff showing that speed, gets around the sideline, blasted out of bounds, but after about 15, 18-yard pickup on the play, 1st down Mustangs.
Yeah, Johnny Ruff absolutely flying around the corner. That looks to be where he is most effective when he breaks outside like that. And Arvada West safety is having to come up and make the hit out of bounds.
This one, however, is coming back. It is holding on Mullen.
And that is oftentimes the reason somebody gets so
It sure is. I was going
that.
to say big break for the Wildcats, but it may not be a break. It may just be that Mullen was caught holding, and that's what has happened. Boy, this happened in the backfield too. Apparently, they are all the way back. No, that's not correct. They've been marched back 10 yards. 2nd down and 20. Mullen on its own 41-yard line now. Again, single setback, and that's the big guy Holmes who stays back to block. This is Christensen looking downfield. That one thrown to the right sideline, and couldn't tell if it was caught or caught out of bounds, but it'll be 3rd down and 20.
Yeah, and the number 80 for Mullen looked to be wide open there. Chandler Henley on the left side. He had a big cushion from Adam Campbell, the cornerback from Arvada West. Christensen didn't even look over there. I think he might have been caught sort of zoning in on one guy, not looking at the whole field.
So 3rd and 20 for the Mustangs, and Arvada West looking to get their claws on the ball once again. This is Christensen looking way downfield. Coverage was there. He was looking for Kerry Crunkleton down the field. And back there, step for step with him for the Wildcats was number 10, Adam Campbell, the junior. So the Mustangs start in good field position, lose 10 yards, and on 4th and 20, they will punt. We have not had, that I can remember, a punt returned in this ballgame aside from the one to open the second half here.
Flag
Illegal
down.
procedure, and Mullen continues to walk itself toward its own goal line.
Boy, and that is so big because in the high school game, you're dealing with the kids whose legs aren't strong. They can't boom the ball 50 yards down the field. So, you know, every inch, every yard you can get, you want to keep it and try to pin Arvada West back. Not doing it here.
There is a whole lot of space between the Mullen punter and the first down marker, and he drops the punt. Picks it up and is able to get it off as he dropped the snap. And this one is going to be returned, running around the outside and cutting up the middle is number 4. That is Josh Ranson. Nice return on the play. Got about 25 yards with some good blocking, and Arvada West hanging very tough here as we begin the third quarter.
Heck of a kick, even better return as
Well, you got me on that. The Mullen punter.
yeah. The punter got it off. Did a good job, actually made quite a good kick, but Ranson.
Could have been a lot more of a disaster for the Mustangs. But 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They'll begin at their own 45-yard line. This is Wyatt with a long count, and we do have whistles. Don't know whether the Wildcats might have fooled themselves on that one, and they did. Illegal procedure. They'll begin 1st and 15. I don't think that's what the long count was intended to accomplish.
And after seeing the first few series of the second half here, it seems like both these teams really killed themselves with penalties. You know, and that's frustrating for a coach and as a player because you just sort of get into a habit of doing bad things and going the wrong way, never really getting that offensive rhythm that you need to.
First and 15 now for the Wildcats, and they will hand it off, and this is Orr scooting up the middle, and Orr with good yardage across midfield. Got about 12 yards on the play, and Arvada West is back in business on this drive.
About 5 yards remaining to the first down marker, so it's going to be a 2nd and 5.
Oh, they ran some misdirection there. Don't know who the flanker back was who came across left to right, and then Orr scooted right to left up into a hole for 12 yards. 2nd down and 5. And Wyatt again calling snaps from under center, and this time they run off the left side again, and that's Orr crashing through for a 1st down. Got about 7 yards on the play. And Arvada West now into Mullen territory at the 42.
Good job running the ball. Orr was their big guy in the first half, carried the ball and caught the ball several times for the Wildcats. He gets the call here again early in the second half. And Arvada West making their first legitimate drive of the second half here.
1st and 10, ball on the 42. Don't know if Arvada West ran the ball twice in a row at all in the first half. They do here, and it nets them a 1st down early in the third quarter. And again, this is Orr with a pitch, and he runs left side. And the Wildcats give him about 6 on the play, starting to move the ball.
Jason Stover up in the tackle for Mullen. But again, Mike Orr running wild, picking up 6-7 yards.
10 carries now for Orr in the ballgame, 33 yards. Surprising, Mike Dern has carried the ball 1 time in this football game. Maybe they're trying to get the Mustangs to forget about him.
Oh, there's still plenty of time, David. for him to show up.
Second down. Wyatt with another long count. This time he pitches it to the workhorse, or goes right side, wrapped up, and hit hard as he goes down, but not until he picks up another 7 yards on the play.
Matt Freeman, the strong safety, coming up to make the hit on Orr, but again, picks up 7 yards. He's going to go out of the game now and get a breather. Arvada West here might be thinking pass, as they've ran the ball consistently well. If they can, I would imagine if Dave White steps to the line of scrimmage, finds a lot of guys in the box, he might decide to try a little end zone action, go long.
You know, we didn't see this type of running at all in the first half. It seems that the Wildcats have figured something out in the press box. This one overshot. Pretty good coverage down there on number 80 for Arvada West. They were looking there for Gutierrez, and it's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
And Orr's going to come right back in the ball game, and one would imagine that he's going to get a chance to run the ball here again, as Arvada West did take a shot downfield and came up empty.
Arvada West with plenty of offensive weapons. We saw Dave Wyatt run the ball very effectively in the first half. 2nd and 10, and the deep handoff, and once again picking his way, that's Mike Orr up the middle, and Orr inside the 15-yard line, another first down for Arvada West.
Mike Orr has been doing it all game long, just continues it, and just under the 7-minute mark. And this is the kind of drive that I said Arvada West needed to get going in the second half. Their defense has been on the sidelines, getting rested up, something they weren't able to do in the first half, and that really was the reason why they were behind by 10 points at the half.
1st and 10 now, ball on the 18-yard line, and this time cut down. Correction. Ball is on the 13-yard line. And flags down.
Appears to be a holding call on Arvada West, and they will back it up.
Boy, that can sometimes be a drive killer.
Certainly can, and you'd like to come away with 7 points here. 3 helps, but you know, whenever you get inside the 15-yard line, you almost expect to punch it in the end zone.
Holding apparently behind the line as the ball is placed on the 25. It is now 1st down and 22 for Arvada West. In the shotgun, Wyatt calling signals. 5-man line. He fakes the handoff to Orr. Now rolls left and throws. That's complete. Down the left side to number 28 on the play, Matt Sims. And Sims back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Nice job by Matt Freeman stepping up there, making the hit for Mullen. But it was a good fake. As he faked the handoff to Orr, kind of caught the Mullen defense off guard.
2nd down, 10 now from about the 13 for Arvada West. And the fake handoff again to Orr, and again throwing right side. That's complete. Ranson with a stiff arm. Ranson staying on his feet, and he skips into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Pretty play as Ranson made it happen. Had some help out there from the wideout blocking, and using some play action, Arvada West pumps the ball into the end zone.
Boy, you can't bring down John Ranson with just an arm tackle, and he proved that right there. It gave the Mullen defender a nasty stiff arm and walked into the end zone.
They will try to pull to within 3 with the extra point. It is not good. Critical missed extra point leaves the score at 17-13 with 5 minutes and 24 seconds left to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that missed PAT could come back and haunt Arvada West because, now you got to score a touchdown to get the lead. Could have, if you make it 3 points ties this game. So, and when you're in a tough battle between the number 2 and the number 3 team in the state, 1 point here or there makes the difference.
Well, Arvada West rebounds boldly here midway through the third quarter. Things were not looking good initially as Mullen had a drive that started in Arvada West territory. The Mustangs were not able to move the ball. Arvada West gets it back and using basically a mixture of plays that we didn't see in the first half, worked their way through the Mustangs and punch it in the end zone. Second touchdown of the day for Josh Ranson, both on pass plays from Dave Wyatt. The first a 9-yard touchdown in the first quarter, and this one a 13-yard touchdown strike. It is 17-13 Mullen. Kickoff short, bounces once, and taken by one of the deep men, and slipping up the middle. That is number 5 for Mullen, John Abel, and Abel down the left sideline. One man to beat, and he's caught. That is number 84, Caleb Atchison, saving the touchdown, but a big return down the left side, and Mullen right back on the offensive.
Wow, just what Mullen needed. They get a great return. And the kick was a high one and short, and it allowed Abel to come up, catch the ball, and then really make a mad dash. And I think that sort of caught the Arvada West kicking team off guard.
Mullen will begin at the Arvada West 25-yard line. And this is the fake in the backfield, and around the outside is Christensen throwing and sliding down, making the catch. Is 89 Alex Smith, in a nice play to make sure he caught the ball.
Sort of an awkward throwing position for Christensen as he rolled to his left. He's a right-handed thrower, though, so he had to kind of go back against his body. Smith able to make a nice sort of sliding catch at the 5-yard line, and Mullen's going to have a chance here to punch it in and re-up this lead.
Boy, the importance of special teams as the Mustangs, just one play after the kickoff, albeit a 20-yard pass play, have it first and goal on the Wildcats' 5-yard line. One would expect the big guy up the middle at this point.
And he's in the game. Holmes is in the game.
Justin Holmes, lone setback behind Christensen. He gets it. He is up the middle. He is tackled at about the 2-yard line. Coming around from the outside was John Flora. 3-yard gain, and it's second and goal from the 2. 51 yards now on the night for Justin Holmes.
And look at big number 75 there, playing the fullback position.
Oh, is he big? It's the refrigerator. And up the middle goes Holmes. Boy, Arvada West almost stopped him. Holmes is in the end zone for the touchdown, a 2-yard run.
Takes the lead block of Jake Anderson, 6'2", 305 pounds, and Holmes walks in the end zone right behind him. Gives Mullen a 23-13 lead and a chance to go up by 11 now, 24-13, if they can convert the extra point.
Boy, that is about as daunting a backfield in high school football that you will see. 6'2", 305, one of the coaches for Mullen telling me before the game that 305 is a little bit light. Extra point is through, and the Mustangs answer directly back to extend their lead to 24-13 with 4 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
And just when you thought this thing was getting close, Arvada West pulls within 4. Big plays by Mullen on offense and special teams open the gap a little bit further and force Arvada West to come out firing again here.
Well, we will see what Dave Logan and the Wildcats offensive coaching staff can dredge up here, but it is becoming clear that to win this game, they are going to have to slow the Mullen Mustangs, and that has not been an easy thing to do tonight. Here's the kick, and another deep one into the end zone, and again, Arvada West to start from its own 20-yard line.
And when you think back to the kickoff that Arvada West made just not 5 minutes ago, you see the difference. Mullen's guy, gets it deep, makes Arvada West start at the 20. Arvada West's guy kicks it short, and Mullen ends up starting at Arvada West 20. So special teams, such an important part of the game, and we're seeing why that is tonight.
Now Arvada West looking to shake it up again. Boy, you can't keep up with the formations. Two wide left and right, and in the shotgun, and they hand the ball off out of that formation. It is Orr, who doesn't get much. Boy, that's a good way to spread the defense.
Well, you know, that's one of the things that Mullen's coach, Mick McCall, was worried about tonight. He thought that Logan's ability to sort of create mismatches and change up the strategy was something that he was worried about.
Pretty much the same formation here. Two wideouts each side, and the lone setback next to Wyatt is Orr. He's looking left side, and he fires. That ball tipped. Is it intercepted? It is. The ball hit Atchison, bounced up, and it is picked off.
It's Matt Freeman, the free safety. Matt Freeman came over as a transfer from Chatfield High School this year, playing his senior year of football here at Mullen. It's exactly why Mullen wanted him, because he plays the back so well. And that's the old tip. That's the old tip drill there. Get your hands on the ball.
Been an awfully clean game in terms of turnovers. That's our first one, and we are at 3 minutes and 27 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. And Mullen looking to perhaps break this open. Now this is Christensen back, and they're going deep on the first play. That one,
that's picked off.
Picked off by Arvada West. That is number 4, Ranson, back there. Mustangs perhaps getting greedy, perhaps playing aggressively as they go for it all on the first play after the turnover, and Ranson makes the play.
Well, David, you jinxed him. You said clean game, only one turnover to this point. Suddenly, next play, another turnover. But a great diving effort there by Josh Ranson, as that's his third time in the end zone tonight. This one doesn't count for a touchdown, but Arvada West will take it anyway.
I believe it was Matt Deal they were looking for downfield. The big tight end at 6'3" and 191. So the Wildcats, with new blood, albeit deep in their own end, they will begin on about the 4-yard line. Wyatt handing off left side, not much there, as Orr scrambling outside. The play made out there by Joe Gemperling, number 45.
Crowd really starting to get into this one a little bit now, as both sides can sense that the game could rest on the next couple of drives by each team.
We don't know if Mike Duran has been injured, but we have not seen him on the field in quite some time. Now this is going over the middle, and that's a complete pass to number 86. Hit down hard, and a flag on the play. It might be unnecessary roughness, possibly a forearm.
That was the interceptor. Matt Freeman really smacked him.
Well, the call is a face mask.
Okay.
inadvertent face mask, 5-yard penalty. It's an 11-yard pickup, tack on the 5, and it's first down, Arvada West. First and 10 for the Wildcats. Handoff, and Orr gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Great stop up front. Darcy Shaw on the hit there. Senior, 5'9", 163. Makes a stop on Orr.
Well, we are seeing them mix it up a bit, the Wildcats. Second down now and a long 9 for Arvada West. They have the ball at their own 22-yard line. And Wyatt faking, now throwing and completing the ball left sideline. Coming down with the first down and a 13-yard pickup is Beer, who caught the last pass. That's Atchison. Excuse me.
Good strategy there by the Wildcats. Little play action to Orr. Faked out the defense. It's because Orr gets the ball all the time. Naturally, if you're a Mullen Mustang defender, you got to figure he's the one with it. That time, Wyatt dropped back and made the nice completion.
Wyatt now 9 for 17 on the evening, 73 yards. And he has hit, count them up, 6 different receivers. Chain moving lesson from the official crew. And Arvada West will have it at its own 38-yard line. They have moved the ball this quarter. 24-13 Mustangs lead, 1:05 left to go in the third quarter. And Arvada West talking in the backfield. This is Wyatt coming up with it. Throws low and incomplete. Left side. He was looking for number 28 over there, Matt Sims.
Minute remaining here in the third period.
Arvada West now calling apparently 2 plays at a time as they are right back to the line. Well, they're going with the no huddle that they've gone with all game. Wyatt flanked left and right by running backs. Throws, and that ball knocked up in the air and picked off by Mullen. Big play at the line. That is number 52 for the Mustangs, Jason Richardson, another huge Mustang at 6'3" and 215. And the second interception of the quarter for Dave Wyatt.
That one just hit him right in the stomach, and he just sort of grabbed it there. And that is very big, because before the third period can end here, Mullen's got a chance to maybe get some more points on the board and put this thing out of reach in the fourth quarter.
Boy, Arvada West trying to explode on offense, moving the ball, but except for the one touchdown drive, thus far having things snuffed. Now this is Johnny Ruff running left side. Ruff around the outside, slips, tackles, and a nice job of running by Johnny Ruff. He's down the sideline, first and goal for Mullen.
Same old formula, take it around the end, little end run there. And that time the Arvada West linebackers just don't have the speed to catch Johnny Ruff before he makes that turn to the outside, and that is why he is getting big yardage every time they run that play.
19 yards on the carry.
Mullen quickly up to the line again.
And first down and goal from about the 9, and the handoff up the middle. This is Big Holmes down to the 5. It'll be second and goal. Mustangs really starting to rack up the yardage on the ground. Ruff with 89 yards. Holmes has 58 and 33 yards on the ground from Tony Christensen for a total of 180. Inside 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. May or may not get this play off. They do. Handoff left side and hit immediately in the backfield is Ruff.
McNeely on that, Luke Vinola.
Luke Vinola. Nice play. Moving in hard to stop Ruff. He loses a couple on it. It'll be 3rd and goal.
But we will switch ends for the end of the third quarter. A good one here at Mullen High School. As Mullen adds 7 points, Arvada West adds 6. It's 11-point lead now, 24-13 Mullen. We'll start the fourth quarter with Mullen down on the Arvada West 4-yard line.
And more than anything else, it looks like a big Mullen line has made the difference in this game. The skill players for both these teams are exceptional high school football players. There's a lot of speed. Neither team is afraid to put the ball up. The quarterbacks are very capable, but the Mullen, particularly that offensive line, is so big that when you have any talent in the backfield, and Mullen does, you're able to rack up yards on the ground, and that's by and large what has happened here tonight.
Well, and a lot of times you just get those big kids up there, and they're just physically bigger, stronger kids, and they just tend to dominate the game, and that's been the case here so far. I think Arvada West has really done a good job considering that their size up front isn't nearly as big as Mullen's. So not a lot to be too ashamed about if you're on the Arvada West side. You just got to be sort of disappointed at your inconsistency on offense and hope that you can get a rally going here in the fourth quarter.
Well, Ruff squirts up the middle on 3rd down, gets 4 yards, but he's cut down short at about the 2-yard line. It is 4th and goal, and decision time for Mullen. Walking over to the sideline is Christensen. And don't know if they've called timeout or not. Didn't see a signal, but if they didn't, one would think that the play clock will run out. Now they do call the timeout. So they will talk it over. 24-13 the score. A field goal puts them up 27-13. So they're up 14 points with a field goal. One might expect that would be the way they would go, but then again, tempting with that big line and Justin Holmes on 4th down from the 2-yard line to go for it and try to make it 31-13.
Or maybe go back to the pass that they used late in the first half, where they swung out to the opposite side of the field and let Aeneas Washington run it in from there. Interesting to see here, and that's what makes this play so difficult for Arvada West, is they're going to stack everybody up front, not knowing what's coming at them.
Really puts a lot of pressure on the Arvada West corners because they are more than likely going to be placed on an island for this play. Wildcats have to have their defenders up in the box anticipating the run, and that is going to leave those corners somewhat vulnerable. Mullen is electing to go for this on 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. Tight end right for the Mustangs. And Christensen looking to pass, and zipping in and sacking him is number 9 for Arvada West, Luke Vinola, who had 2 big plays on this defensive stand inside the Mullen inside the Arvada West 10-yard line.
Boy, Luke Vinola sure was the difference in that set of downs for Arvada West, as really he's the difference right now why they aren't down by more than just 11 points. 2 great big plays by Vinola, the senior, and it keeps his team in the ballgame and gives Dave White a chance to put some points on the board here and get back into it.
Loss of 13, almost like a turnover. 4th and goal from the 2, and Mullen coming away with no points. Now Arvada West, 1st and 10 on the Wildcats' 15-yard line. This is Wyatt. Back to pass, throws over the defense, and that ball to Atchison. Flat dropped, incomplete, 2nd down. Ouch.
Gotta make those catches. Atchison knows it. Everybody in the building knows it. Really, that's unfortunate. But when you got Big Matt Freeman coming there, they're gonna smack you. You tend to think twice.
Mullen defenders walking backward, and we have a penalty. I did not see the call, but it is 15 yards. We will guess, well, we will see. It is a personal foul against Mullen, and the Mustangs move the chains forward.
I believe it was roughing the passer because Dave Wyatt is coming out of the ball game for Arvada West, being led off the field by some of the trainers, and that means the backup quarterback is going to come in.
Well, that's going to be Nathan Fisher, the freshman, or rather the junior, number 7, which is not a bad number to wear.
No,
But nonetheless, they hand the ball off to Orr, right side, to start things off. And Orr squirts up the middle. Orr with an 8-yard gain.
Or great running, and that with Wyatt out of the game, he may be seeing more action now. That's a big loss for Arvada West when your star quarterback has to leave the game with an injury.
Well, we'll see if the Mullen defense doesn't creep up a bit now on the Wildcats. As junior Nathan Fisher, 5'11", 165 pounds, now at the controls for Arvada West. Handoff, and sure enough, into the backfield, almost before Orr gets the handoff, is number 45 for Mullen. Once again, that's Gemperline.
Jason Richardson also there on the tackle. And Mullen read that play very well.
5-yard loss on the play.
And now Dave Wyatt coming back into the game. So fortunately for Arvada West, that injury, that personal foul hit, was not serious. And Wyatt's a gamer. He's going to be back out here.
It is 3rd and 5 for the Wildcats. And Wyatt in the shotgun and sending signals left and right. The snap, and Wyatt back. Looking right side, throws, and Orr can't hang on to the ball. It'll be 4th down.
4th and now 5 yards to go. You're on your own 35. You're down by 11 points in the 4th quarter. What do you do?
Well, it's 9:39 left. I think if they had perhaps run the ball and gotten to within a yard or so, they might have thought about going for it. They need to score twice, and yet Dave Logan obviously feeling that there's enough time left in this one to go ahead and punt the ball away.
Perhaps a fake, though, here. We'll have to find out.
It is a fake. The handoff fake left side, and it's buried. Does not work. It's Cisneros who ends up with the ball, and Cisneros hurt on the play. Struggles to his feet.
It was snapped to the H-back. He faked to number 9, Luke Vanola, coming around the end, but it was Cisneros who ended up with the ball, and Mullen just swamped it. That might be it for Arvada West.
Boy, a gutsy call in your own territory there.
That's one that if it goes your way, you're thinking, wow, that's good. Doesn't, and it didn't here. You got to kind of wonder.
Well, Mullen will take over on the Arvada West 32-yard line. Wildcats defense has proven on a couple of occasions that they can stop the Mustangs, even though Mullen has started with some short fields. This is Ruff, same play he scored on in the 2nd quarter, cuts it up, and a tidy gain for Johnny Ruff and the Mullen Mustangs. He's down to the 15-yard line, a gain of 17.
Yeah, and I think we're going to be seeing about 10 minutes worth of Johnny Ruff and Justin Holmes here to finish it out, as that was just a devastating run right up the middle by Johnny Ruff.
Ruff cracking the 100-yard mark. He's at 108 now for the ball game. 1st down, 10 Mustangs on the Arvada West 15. Again, it's Ruff, and this time, ouch. Oh, Ryan Palmer. Oh. Well, that safely is the hit of the night. Loss of 2.5. Johnny Ruff running gamely off the field. And it's 2nd down and call it 13.
After that hit, though, I think you just have to be happy that Johnny Ruff ran to the right sideline and not Arvada West.
Clock winding with 8:39 left here in the ball game. 2nd down and 13 for Mullen. Deep in Arvada West territory. Christensen looking, completes it, hit immediately by Palmer, is number 87. That's Brian Daniels with the play, his first catch of the night. And he picks up a few yards on the play. It'll be about 3rd and 8. Christensen now with 73 yards through the air. And the Mustangs, one wide out left, one right, man in motion, and it's a handoff to Ruff, and here's a reverse. That's number 5 trying to turn around the corner, John Abel, and he is not able to pick up the first down. We have markers down. Boy, he was lucky he wasn't stopped farther in the backfield as Arvada West chased him back.
We do have holding, though, on Mullen, so this will push him back further.
And I think you have to take it. Pushing them back probably takes the Mustangs out of field goal range, depending on where the hold occurred. They do take the penalty, does Arvada West. And it puts the ball back at about the 20. 3rd down and about 16. So the Mustangs at this point will just be trying to get the ball a little bit farther down the field and into field goal range as the clock winds toward the 7.5 minute mark here. Wildcats down 24-13. This is Christensen. Straight drop back. Hard rush. Looks for the screen. It is caught, but Ruff is on the ground when he makes the catch. And he actually lost a couple of yards anyway, and it'll be 4th down.
So with 4th down and about 20 yards to go, they're going to bring out the field goal unit here.
Boy, I tell you what.
42 yards for this attempt.
That is Eberly. They never do get it away. And Arvada West, as deep as it is driven against its own goal line, one way or another, seemingly more than half the time manages to push the Mustangs right out of there and get the ball back. I don't know how they do it.
Decent field positions. They block the kick. They're going to have the ball at about their own 32-yard line. And let's see what they can do offensively now. It's been all Mike Orr, basically. And I think they got to try to involve some of the other guys offensively for Arvada West if they're going to score any points here.
Yeah, the absence of Duran, and again, we do not have a report on what happened to Mike Duran. Presumably he has been injured in this game because he has not been out there at all this half. And it has been Mike Orr doing most of the duties. And an unwanted timeout taken by Arvada West. 6:47 left to go in the ball game. It remains 24-13 Mullen. They pretty much need an explosion.
Yes, they certainly do. And, you know, now's the time of the game that you got to be taking something down the field. And really in the second half, they haven't taken too many shots at going long here. I like this kid, Josh Ranson. He seems to be their top receiver tonight so far. And
yeah,
if he can somehow find a way to get open, I'd throw him the ball.
Ranson's caught a couple of touchdown passes, both of Arvada West scores on passes from Wyatt to Ranson. We may very well see Dave Wyatt do some rolling out and running with the ball here as well. It's in the shotgun again. 2 wideouts, left and right. Now man in motion. And the shotgun snap to Wyatt. Looking right side, throws. And that is incomplete down the middle. Big hit in the backfield. And number 82 for the Wildcats, the intended receiver.
That's
Lucas Wathier.
Number 20. That is right. Number 25 for Mullen. I was going to say Jason Stover. He's the one that just laid out the Arvada West receiver. You don't blame him for being down right now in the field.
He had started to get up. Apparently, just a little shaken up, we're hoping. It'll make it 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. Not a good night for Arvada West on the injury front. As we saw way back in the first quarter, Chris Chavez, excellent defensive lineman, taken off apparently to the hospital. Looked like an arm injury. Walked into the ambulance and sat down and went on his way. And we have not seen Mike Duran since, I don't believe, sometime in the second quarter. Never did see him get injured. But that is a huge loss for this Wildcat club.
Really, it is. I mean, he was the punter. He runs the ball, receives the ball, does everything for you. And good to see number 82, Lucas Wathier, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Walk off the field under his own power.
So once again in the shotgun is Wyatt. 2nd and 10, ball at the 32 of Arvada West. Wyatt looking, now rolling right, now looking downfield, decides to keep it, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds after a couple yard gain. And it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 8.
Got to look for something downfield here. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see Mullen spread out the defense, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Safeties, 2 safeties deep. They keep only 7 men in the box.
Now here's Wyatt, throwing deep down the right side. He's got a man. Coverage is there, though, deep, and broken up nicely by the Mustangs. Again, that is number 25 on the play. He has been all over the field tonight, Jason Stover.
Stover with a great hit there, too. He's the one that knocked Lucas Wathier out of the game just moments ago. And he's really showed what he's made of here in the last couple of plays. 4th down now, big play here. You got to go for it, I imagine.
Well, we'll see. We've got a lot of guys running on the field, and it appears as though the Wildcats are planning to punt. We will see. Looks like a cramp for the Arvada West receiver. That is Atchison over there. Came down hard after going up for that ball against Stover. Wyatt now on the night, 9 for 22, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pair of interceptions as well. Atchison walks off. And again, Arvada West to punt and flags on the play.
Well,
illegal procedure.
And now you imagine 4th and 11, backed in deep. As much as you don't want to punt, you're going to have to. Not too many opportunities left for Arvada West to get the offense going.
Yeah, a turnover would be big.
Very big. In fact, that's what Mullen's big key is when they get the ball back here. Hold on to the football.
Kick away, high and deep. And they let it bounce, and again, this one will roll, and it rolls dead at about the 29-yard line, somewhere in there. You get the idea. So, 6 minutes and 19 seconds left. Wasn't it your job, Matt, to Windex these windows before the game?
They just hand me a microphone and handcuff me to the table.
They will start once again at just about the 30-yard line. Will Mullen. And
almost certainly run the football. Ruff in the backfield. He gets the call off the right side, and he gets nothing. Palmer there. First man to hit him, though, for Arvada West was number 69. That's Joe Knight, the senior defensive lineman. Gets a gain of about 6 inches, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Right now, I think Mullen would just about take time off the clock instead of yards. Ball control is what they're looking to do here. Run out the clock, and ideally, you just like Mullen would just like to run the football down the field and watch time dwindle away.
Arvada West has used one of its 3 timeouts. That ball on the ground, a scramble for it. I think Christensen got back on it. Oh. Not what you want to see in this situation.
And that's just what Arvada West is looking for, is turnover. And Christensen almost gave him a free one right there. Second time he's done that today. He's jumped on both of them. But you don't like to see it happen.
Loss of 3 on the play. It is 3rd and 13. And the clock running with just over 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Still wouldn't expect Mullen to score, or rather to pass on a play like this, but we will see. And movement, whistles, flags. And it looks as though the Mustangs will move back farther still. Mullen has had a little bit of trouble with the laundry on the field tonight.
Every official threw their flags simultaneously. It kind of looked like synchronized swimming out there.
Well, it wasn't that pretty.
No.
That will bring up about a 3rd and 18 for the Mustangs. Clock running at 4:35 to go, and Mullen with a 24-13 lead. Arvada West, lots of guys up on the line. Christensen going back. He's going to air it out, and this ball is caught! Caught down the right sideline and dragged out of bounds is number 82. That's Aeneas Washington. Oh, what a huge play.
Might be the dagger in the heart of the Arvada West Wildcats.
Oh, you hate to see that.
3rd and long. And Mullen comes up with a huge completion.
Trying to tabulate the yardage on that.
I want to say about 41 yards.
44 yards
44?
on the play, yeah. Not bad. Well, that's a huge play. They decided to air it out. If it was intercepted down there, it's just like a punt. And instead, Aeneas Washington comes down with it.
Justin Holmes, the ball carrier, picks up about 5 yards on that play. And the dejected Arvada West Wildcats seem to be running out of luck in this game.
Well, they won't take their timeouts at this point. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left, and they really needed to stop there, no question about it. Again, the ball dropped. This time Christensen doesn't get to it, and the Wildcats come up with it.
Well, that's the turnover you talked about, David. They need it, and they just got it. Let's see if they can turn it into some points. Not the field position they probably want, but they'll take the ball no matter how it comes.
Well, as it turns out, it's pretty much like a 3rd down incompletion and a punt.
Right. I think I think Mullen is not going to be too disappointed at that. You never like to fumble the football, but if you're going to have to give it away, might as well give it away at the opponent's 30-yard line.
Well, we are going to see footballs fly from this point.
4 wide receivers set out for Arvada West.
Wyatt waiting, Orr standing to his left, and the shotgun snap. Orr gets a hold of it, and he gets it ahead to Orr. Wyatt passing to Orr, and Orr finds a seam. Orr up across midfield, inside the Mullen 35-yard line. Big play. Inside the 45, beg your pardon. And nonetheless, 26 yards on the pickup.
Arvada
Little screenplay.
Arvada West is going to hustle up to the line now as they got to use as much of this clock as they can.
First and 10, and again, Wyatt back to pass. Again, here comes the rush. They run the same play. This time it doesn't work. This time it is Gemperline who has really made a name for himself, particularly in this second half, making the play in a 5-yard loss.
Loss on the play. Second and 15, Arvada West.
Again, Wyatt working out of the shotgun, sending 4 receivers out.
Clock continues to run at 2:30 and counting. Arvada West taking its time with the count, figuring out where it's going with the play. It's the handoff right up the middle, and that is number 22 running hard. We haven't seen him run the ball tonight. I believe that's Brandon Kyle. It is, and Kyle with a nice gain on the play. About 15 yards. Third and a long 2 for Arvada West. This is Wyatt back to pass, looking down the middle. Miscommunication with his receiver, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Dangerously close to an interception, but nevertheless, 4th down now, and about 3 yards to go. You don't got to air it out here. You just got to get yourself a first down and go from there.
1 minute 52 seconds to go. 4th and a long 2 for Arvada West. Wyatt again out of the gun. This time throws right side. That's complete to number 9, and he's got it down for a first down. A nice pickup on the play by Vanola. Give him 15 on it. That puts Wyatt over 100 yards in passing for the night.
Stop clocks for the first down marker, so at $1:44 remaining, Arvada West is going to get a little bit of time here to set up their play.
Fake, and this time it is Wyatt keeping the ball, and Wyatt scampers up for about 8 yards.
And I think Arvada West has used a timeout here.
They do.
They have.
That is their second
Yes, they're
of the
second.
half. Clock stops with 1:29 remaining here in the ball game. They need to score twice, but moving the ball now. It is on the Mullen 20-yard line. Boy, it's a tough crowd. Well, we'll see what the Wildcats can do if they have any magic left in the wand. Tall order here with a minute and a half left and down 2 scores, but they are on the move. Kyle moves from left to right of Wyatt. Wyatt again out of the gun, stops, looks short, right side, slipping 1 tackle and then dropped after about 10 yards. Out there is Atchison, and the chains continue to move.
Clock will stop until they set the ball.
Ball on the 11 for Arvada West. And here's Wyatt looking. Heavy rush, but he hits Atchison over the middle and he scampers into the end zone. Touchdown, Arvada West. There is a flag on the play, so hold on. We'll have to see what this is about. Heavy rush put on by Mullen.
This one looks to be coming back.
And it appears that this will be a hold. Well, they got the play they wanted,
slant over the middle, and Wyatt with a fine ball, but this is going to come back. We have offsetting penalties, holding on both Arvada West and Mullen, and we will run this one again. No time back on the clock, of course. We are at 1 minute and 2 seconds. And once again, first down and 10 for the Wildcats on the Mullen 11. Pass right side, complete.
Tackle made quickly. Arvada West scrambling to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Once again to number 9, Vinola. Give him a couple.
47 seconds and counting.
Same play, and this time it is thwarted. Heavy rush put on right from the onset by Jason Richardson. And it falls incomplete, which is just as well, as Vinola was not going to be able to make much yardage on that play. 37 seconds left now, and pretty much time to start firing for the end zone. Third down and 7. They can get a first down before they get a touchdown. Here is Wyatt. Takes it, fires quickly, and that one is picked off. And this one is going to be taken back a long way. Picked off by number 10. Tackle made by Wyatt. But it is number 10, Matt Freeman, the senior, who puts a capper on this one this evening.
Second interception of the night for Freeman. He played a crucial role.
And he was just able to hang back in that coverage, knowing Arvada West would probably be shooting for the end zone. That's what Wyatt did, and he makes the play. 28 seconds to go in this one, and Mullen, barring Joe Pisarcik-like catastrophe, with the game in hand. Mullen crowd shouting kneel. Last thing they want to see is another handoff attempt. They will not. As Christensen takes a knee. And the clock winding down. They will not have to snap this again. So 2 of the state's top teams fight it out here at Mullen High School tonight. Mullen a little bit overpowering with its offensive line, and Arvada West team with more than its share of talent at the skill positions.
We're going to see both these teams continue on throughout the high school season and possibly meet up in the state championship or the playoffs somewhere along the line. So disappointing loss here for Arvada West tonight. Great win for Mullen. Both these teams, though, starting out the season early, and we're going to see a lot of improvement and a lot of good things happen for both these teams along the line.
So as the teams shake hands at midfield, and we call it an evening here from Mullen High School. I'm David Kale for Matt Monahan. Our final score, once again, the Mullen Mustangs 24, the Arvada West Wildcats 13. Have a good evening. We'll see you next time.